June 22, 2025. Angeles National Forest, California. Two women on a hiking trail. One of them smiles. One of them waves. 30 feet later, she's gone. Her name was Monica Jacinto Reza, 60 years old, director of the Materials Processing Group at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. And in the narrow insular world of rocket science, she was a heavyweight. She held a patent on a nickel superalloy, the kind of metal that lets a rocket engine survive the hottest fire humans can make. Her work ended up inside SpaceX's Starship, inside Blue Origin's New Glenn, inside weapons programs the public will never see. She knew how to build the things that go up, and she knew how to build the things that come down on somebody else's head. The story her hiking partner told the sheriff is the kind of story that keeps investigators awake at night. They were near Mount Waterman. Clear day. Reza was roughly 30 feet behind. She looked up, she smiled, she waved. Her companion turned around, walked a few paces, turned back. Monica Reza was gone. Search dogs, helicopters, volunteers combing the ridge for days. Not a boot print, not a scrap of fabric, not a body. That was 10 months ago. She's still missing. Here's where it gets interesting. Reza isn't the only JPL name on this board. Michael David Hicks, 24 years at JPL, worked on the DART asteroid deflection mission, the one that tests whether humanity can actually punch an incoming rock off course. Died July 2023. Cause of death, never publicly disclosed. Frank Mywald, principal researcher, designed instruments for missions hunting life on the icy moons of Jupiter. Died July 4, 2024. Cause of death, also never publicly disclosed. Carl Grillmeyer, Caltech astrophysicist, partner to NASA. He found water on a planet circling another star. In February of this year, a stranger shot him dead on his own front porch. 4 researchers, 1 laboratory, all dead or gone inside 3 years. February 27, 2026, 600 miles east of that hiking trail. A 68-year-old man puts on his shoes, picks up a .38 caliber revolver, and walks out of his house. He leaves behind everything he needs to be found. He is a retired Major General of the United States Air Force. His name is William Neal McCasland, and for 2 years before he retired, he commanded the Air Force Research Laboratory at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. A mile and a quarter from his front door, searchers found a gray Air Force sweatshirt. After that, nothing. 8 weeks later, no body, no sighting, no sign. The FBI is involved in the search. And here, right here, is the thread I can't cut. In the early 2000s, Monica Reza worked on an Air Force-funded program developing advanced materials for reusable space vehicles and weapons. The man who oversaw that program, the man in this photograph, was Neal McCasland. 2 people who worked together on a classified rocket materials program 2 decades ago. Both of them, gone, within 8 months of each other. One on a hiking trail in daylight, one out his own front door into the desert at dawn. The House Oversight Committee flagged that coincidence in writing. They want an answer. They haven't gotten one. Now widen the lens, because McCasland isn't the only person who vanished from New Mexico. Anthony Chavez, a longtime Los Alamos National Laboratory employee, went missing from his home in May 2025. His family called it out of character. Melissa Casillas, a Los Alamos administrative assistant, went missing from her home in June 2025. She had forgotten her work badge and decided to stay home that day. Stephen Garcia, a contractor at the Kansas City National Security Campus, walked out of his own Albuquerque home in August 2025, on foot, carrying a handgun. 4 men, 4 disappearances, all from a 50-mile radius in New Mexico, all tied to America's nuclear and aerospace secrets, all within a year. Now, the skeptics have a point, and I'm going to give it to them straight. There are more than 700,000 Americans with top-secret clearances in aerospace and nuclear work. Do the math on normal mortality, and you'd expect a certain number of tragic outcomes. Hicks's own daughter says her father had known medical issues. No train of logic, she told CNN, to put him on this board. Grillmeyer's killer was arrested. Local man. Violent record. No apparent connection to classified research. The Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office has publicly shut down the UFO angle in McCasland's case. His family says he had no special knowledge of the subject. All of that is true. And yet, the hike in broad daylight, the general in the desert, 2 decades of shared classified work, 8 months apart. That thread doesn't untie itself, so here's your first case. A hiker who waved goodbye and never came back. a general who walked into the desert with nothing but a gun, and a cluster of missing New Mexico workers who all had their hands on the nuclear secrets of the United States. Coincidence? Foreign intelligence? Something closer to home? Drop your theory in the comments. Be specific, name your suspect, cite your evidence. The wildest credible theories get pinned to the board in part 2. Same cork, more string, every theory, your verdict. Visit unbedsidemanners.com for more stories, uncover the hidden truths, and join the investigation into the systems that fail us. Like this video and share it to help us find the answers. Every share brings us one step closer to the truth.